This stock market update is for September the 27th, 2010. Markets all finished in the red today. We couldn't get past the 1150 level on the SPX, and we had some other news that also brought the market down on extremely low volume. I'll go over that right after I read off the indexes. Dow Jones finished down 48 points today. S&P 500 finished down 6.5 points today. And the Nasdaq finished down 11.5 points today. Biggest decliner so far was the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq was a bigger decliner than the Dow Jones. Some of the news I wanted to go over today: Treasury bonds rally on robust 2-year sale due to Irish worries. Japan's export growth slowed for the 6th consecutive month in August. AAI got acquired by Southwest Air, and that's something I'm going to point out in this video. Trader, it's actually an inspiration story that things are still possible to make tons of money in this market. Telecom outperforms. We already knew that just by looking at my ETF video that I put up last week. And analysis: Walmart makes risky move to find growth in Africa, so it's trading down today. Report significant cheating by FBI exams. Now this isn't related to the stock market, so I'm going to leave this for the end of the video, but it's a piece that every American should know. When your FBI is spying on you and wireless tapping you without any warrant at all, and they're blaming it on because they cheated on the exam and they didn't read that portion of the exam, so it's okay for them to go and spy on you because they didn't read it. And then when they get caught doing it, they simply, oh, we were cheating on the exam. It's total BS. Also, the government's trying to take control of the internet. They already passed a bill that at any time Obama can shut down the internet in case of a state emergency, of a national emergency. But this bill is that they're trying to pass before the starting of 2011 says that all computer programmers will be required to program a code where the CIA and the FBI watches every single thing that you do on your computer. So at all times they'll know exactly what's going on. Not that they don't already do it right now, they're just going to have it being legit. There won't be no more you get in trouble for warrantless wiretapping. I'm sorry, that's a little off subject, but anyways, volatility increases in the market and silver settles at a 30-year high. Gold traded at a high range today at the top of the session, but it couldn't get past that 1300 level. I knew it wouldn't decline drastically at all, and I knew it would hold firm because the Chinese markets opened today, and I knew they weren't going to bring it down. They were definitely buying some of it. Looking at the sectors down here, worst performing sectors: financial conglomerates and industrial goods. This is terrible. Like I said, we need financials to participate in this rally. We need them to start going up, else we're just going to turn back down. Utilities, basic materials, and consumer goods, followed by technology, led the way today. Whenever the market goes down, most of the time utilities are going to be up. Just remember that little saying. Today's notable upgrades and downgrades: Norfolk Southern and symbol NSC got an upgrade from 65 to 70. Union Pacific, symbol UNP, got an upgrade from 84 to 95. Oracle, symbol ORCL, got a upgrade from 30 to 34. Energizer, ENR, got an upgrade from 75 to 90, and they got another upgrade last week, and I think it was an 11-point upgrade, and someone else upgraded them to 89, so around this 90 level definitely looks realistic. Walgreens got a downgrade from 36 to 24, and Walgreens reports tomorrow coincidentally. Finish Line, which has shoes and it's just a retail company. They have clothes and stuff too. They got a downgrade from 21 to 20. Tomorrow's economic calendar: 9 a.m. we have the Case-Shiller 20 city index, and then at 10 a.m. we have some consumer confidence. So I project the volume will be more than it was today. We had a really light day on volume. And before I go on and start going over the indexes, I just want to highlight a couple stocks. I got a couple comments from people asking me to do this. Symbol PAYX, Paychex Incorporated, they reported earnings after the close, 36 cents versus 34 cents. They beat on that. They beat the street. Revenue up 4% to 518 million. They beat on that. And they see forward year 2011 net income to improve slightly over 2010. That's all positive, and this is the after hour session right here. We got a burst upwards up to 27.73 high. We declined a little bit, but tomorrow PayX could be an interesting trade if we could hold above 26.81. YRCW, you guys don't hear about this one much because I heard a few months ago they were talking about bankruptcy and a bunch of other negative news pieces, but now they came out and they said Teamsters is going to team up with them and work on the pensions, which was good news for the stock. As you can see, it went from 27 to 40 cents in pre-market. Now they sold it down a little bit here intraday, but it came back up and it looks decent. And just to note, I did purchase 500 shares of this as a speculation play. I'm not looking to get much out of it. I'd be happy with 30 cents. And here's utilities that traded up today. If you guys want to know what this red color is on my screen, this is where I trade. I trade the morning session. This is where I make my money. So this yellow line is where the stock opened at for the day. The red line is, of course, my floor trader pivots, which I follow, these key levels. And of course, I watch one moving average intraday, and it's the 50 because it's the trend moving average. Just like the VWAP a lot of people watch, this is my bread and butter. I like to be done trading and take my lunch by at least 11:30, but I'm most aggressive out of this entire day at the early morning session. I like to get the early trade, not on utilities but on stocks. And here's the daily chart. As you can see right here, we're still have an uptrend intact, and we came down, we tested the 50-day moving average, and now we closed above the 21-day moving average, and it looks like we're heading up to this previous high we put in back in December 2009 at 32.08. This is this line we're drawing right here. So if we could get over September's highs, 32.08 is coming into play. So watch utility stocks. Dow Jones got to close at 10,812 today, which is above the August high, and there's lower volume. There will be lower volume because we're in a consolidation mode, seeing if they're going to push it back up to the May high at 10,920. So we knew this would happen. So we'll probably just trade in this little range here to see if we break up or we break down. As long as we hold the August highs in all three indexes, we're still bullish. SPX got to close at 1142, August highs 1129. Same as the Dow Jones, we're still bullish. We're in a consolidation mode. I'm not calling up or down now until we get a drastic move. If we get a down move, let's look for these moving averages and this downtrend to come into support. And if we get an up move, May high will be a resistance. But we have to break 1150. And if you want to know where I got this 1150 number from, well, it's January's high. And this line dates all the way back, and it's a critical level to use to gauge this market. NASDAQ closed at 2,369. Still bullish, still in a consolidation mode. Volume was a little better than on the SPX and on the Dow Jones, but it still wasn't above average. US dollar finished up just hardly at all today, but we are up, and we finished up 16 cents, but we're still bearish. We're still below the 50-day moving average. I'm sorry, the 50 period. If we could get above this, I want to see a move back up to this 80.22 level. But if we come up and we just curve right around and you see the 50 start to go down again, then the levels that I called last week will come back into play. 78.85 will be support, and then 77.50 and I'm sorry, then 78.71 will be your S2. So we're going to look for this 78.85 level to be the next level if the 50 keeps turning down and the dollar keeps declining. Crude oil, which is an interesting chart, being that my projection is 79.50 for it as long as we hold above 75.13. We're still bullish. We came down to our 75.62 level. We bounced off of it, and we held above our 50 period moving average as support, and we're still above this uptrend, this rising uptrend. So I'm still bullish on crude. I'd like to see us hold above 75.62 tomorrow, and our next target will be 77.65 for a move. If we drop below 75.62, definitely look for 75.13, but we're still above this uptrend that we put in when we stuck in our high at this 78.04 level 2 weeks ago. So I'm still bullish on crude. Like I said, on crude oil, we're slipping down a little bit in the after hours session, down about 2 points. We're at 12.96. We couldn't get past the 1300 level. We knew there would be a lot of people selling at this level. It's no surprise. I pointed that out, and some psychological reasons why that is in my last Friday video. But right now we're slipping below the 50. If we continue to go down tomorrow, look for this 1290 to act as support, and then 1279. Now if the market has a big down day tomorrow, I think crude could get back above 1300 and head to 1309. VIX finally gets an up day. Finished up about 0.75%, 12 cents. But we really need to get above this the 1693 level tomorrow for me to start being bullish on the VIX again, since it always disappoints me. If we got above 1693, it would then put us above the 50 period moving average and would let us head up to the 1742 level, which would be bullish, and then 1752. We have to get above these two levels for me to be anywhere bullish to start taking out these higher resistance levels. If we come up, test 1693 tomorrow, and then you see some selling come in, I'm going to look for a move back down to 1615. And then a move to 1566 eventually. So right now I'm neutral on the VIX. If I had to choose, I'd say I'm a little more bullish because of what the market did today, short term. But I'm not going to decide. You guys let these levels decide for us. Price pays. Now I'm looking at the Riffin index here. I guess there was a bad print on my chart. I don't know what happened, but you see this huge down print. I'm sure it's on your charts too. But we got to close at 772.17, and for me to be bullish on the financials, we'd have to hold above 778. And if I'm going to stay bearish, as long as we hold below this level, and we'll look for 761 to be our next support level. And as you can notice, we got to close above the 50 today, which is a little bullish. If we got above 778 tomorrow, we had an up day in the markets, the 50 will curve right around, and then financials, so I'll be bullish and look for us to test this high that we put in on Tuesday at 795.40. And last but not least, the SOX index, semiconductors. If we could hold 340 and 339, I'm still bullish because the 50 will stay intact and keep turning up, and we'll look for a move back up to 353. Short term, definitely still bullish on the SOX. I think these levels will be bought until we drop below the 50. You guys have a great day trading tomorrow.